tell us a little bit about, let's like rewind 15 years ago.
Okay.
How'd you get in? Like, where did this all start?
Sure. So I'm from Manti, Utah. It's a small town, Central Utah. Had never done sales. Nobody in my family's done sales before. And I was going to Snow College down in Ephraim, and they had a recruiting booth set up. Had some Krispy Kreme donuts and candy and flyers or whatever set up there. And so I walked over, looked at it, and it was interesting. I came back to my college dorm, and they had a flyer there as well. And so my roommate and I decided to go check it out that evening. Had a pizza party downtown. Showed up to that event. They had their leather jackets on and their Hummers out front. And back then, Hummers were like super cool. Like
Fail credit now, you know.
That's right. That's right. But it was legit, you know. And I was impressed and decided to make that jump into it and go spend 4 months out in Chicago. So coming from Manti, you know, Chicago seemed like a whole different world, and I was excited to go take the opportunity and jump into it. So
who recruited you?
It was Spencer Woolston.
Oh, I've heard about him.
So Spencer Woolston, he was the poster child of Pinnacle Security at the time. He sold 503 funded accounts,
wow,
which at that time had been the all-time record. And so he was down there recruiting, and I went out, never knocked any preseason with him. He gave me his door approach. I memorized it, went out and sold some preseason accounts, and showed up in Chicago. And let's just say it was a pretty crazy summer. It was a kind of tough year for the company as a whole. We started out as Pinnacle, then it was AlarmX, and then it was Monitronix, all within one summer.
Oh wow!
So a lot of change. Most of the team quit. We had my manager bought me the book Who Moved My Cheese. It's actually a great book.
Yeah.
But it kind of categorizes or summarizes that whole experience that summer with how things went. So most team quit. 1 month into it, I had 6 installs, and I was struggling, man.
Really?
I'd always been pretty proficient at whatever I set my mind to, and that was the most failure and struggle and challenge that I'd had in my life, to be honest with you. And so it was interesting. Luckily, I stuck it out. Decided, committed to staying out all summer.
They didn't send you home just because you did 6?
No. I was actually like probably one of the better.
Oh, you were like one of the only ones
on the team.
That's awesome.
And so, but luckily I stuck it out, and I did 46 my last month and 118 total. So it wasn't anything crazy that I'm really proud about, but it was enough of a success story to be able to come back and stay in the game. From that experience, I went back to Snow College, and then Todd Peterson, the CEO, founder of Vivint, was actually down there, and I met him. And
back when Todd did the recruiting and was like
in the trenches down there. Had a great meeting with him. He came back the next day. We met at a little Mexican restaurant down there in Ephraim, and felt really good about it. Shook his hand and jumped on the Vivint wagon. So, and I've been here for the last 14 years with Vivint Solar, and it's been an amazing ride. So
you've managed over 110 teams.
110 teams.
135,000 alarm accounts.
137,000.
37. Holy cow! I mean, that's more than most companies could ever say they've done in their whole existence. I mean, that's a lot. Like, so you went from 6 accounts your first month to Mr. we're sitting in a massive mansion in Provo, success. So this is cool.